Now we are live again at Lake Lanier. Since those two heats which you've just seen, the Swiss world champions, the Gear brothers, have qualified directly for the semi-final by winning the third heat, and we are now in the second half of heat 4. New Zealand on the far side in lane 1, Germany in 2, Australia in 3, Japan in 4, and that's the halfway check mark with the Australians, but pretty much as expected, making the pace. Australia from Germany, Japan and New Zealand in the third and fourth places respectively. Chris, pretty much as we expected.
Yes, I think so. Though it's obviously a comment on the quality of that Australian crew, that they've got such a big lead by halfway, because that German crew's got a lot of experience in it. Peter Ulrich's been around for many years, winning gold and silver medals. So, this is good sculling from the Australians.
Bruce Hick, the stroke man, won this event twice, in 92 and 93, but with a different partner. These two were third at last year's World Championships, and in fact were beaten at Lucerne. Now, you'll hear us refer a lot to the Lucerne Regatta. It's always the great benchmark for the World Championships and the Olympic Games. Most of the best in the world turn up there. There are a few absentees, but it's always a good guide. The water is fair, and that's where they like to test themselves.
The Australians came over just in time for Lucerne. I think some of them are more affected by the travel, the jet lag, than others. The Australians are making a major impression here in rowing, of course, in the build-up to the next Olympics, which will be held in Sydney. Rowing is one of their favoured sports. It's nominated as one of the sports in the Australian Institute, and looking forward now to the British Academy of Sport, we hope that rowing too will benefit in that way. They've got tremendous strength and depth in the Australian team, and that is perhaps one of our problems. We have strength, but not the depth that the Australians are currently able to deliver. And when we watch, the wind is picking up a lot now. We've had warnings about strengthening winds. It's not going to trouble the Australians, but it could well do so for other crews coming on in the next heats and races.
500 metres to go, and it looks as though it's going to be a procession led by Australia. Germany then from Japan and New Zealand. Holland have already qualified, so have Spain, so have Switzerland. The rest will have a day for training and recuperation, and then they'll have to go again in the repechage on Wednesday. Bruce Hick was world champion in 92 and 93, and he set a new world best time with his new partner Anthony Edwards at Lucerne in 95, and they had a bad time in difficult racing conditions at Tampere in the World Championships last year.
Yes, they're definitely a crew to watch in the final. Their coach is the coach of the Australian double that won the Olympic gold in the open category, as it then was. It was only an open category in 92, but they've got a very experienced coach with them. Very easy movement, machine-like it is, but very smooth.
Applause now as they begin to come past this huge metal pontoon which has been built out into the lake, bringing the spectators close to the racing, and that's been a fine achievement. It's done a lot to contribute to the atmosphere of the racing at this regatta, and there's plenty of applause and appreciation for Anthony Edwards and Bruce Hick as they come home to claim their place in the semi-final of the men's lightweight double sculls. Germany, Japan and New Zealand, finishing second, third and fourth respectively, will compete again in Wednesday's repechage. Next to come, the